Goldman is an engaging, determined, and resilient woman who takes her life traumas and repurposes them into something beautiful. Owning a personal story that will blow your mind, she will encourage you to accept your personal history and learn how to make a difference in your life and in the lives of others, while asking, "What can I learn from this?" instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" Walk beside her as you discover your journey and learn how to embrace being flawed and fabulous. So, let's get ready to be fabulous.
Hey everybody, we're back. It's Marnie and Juice.
Hello, everyone.
My show was called True to Myself, but since I have a brand new fabulous co-host, our new show is going to be called Walk the Walk, Talk the Talk. We walk the walk.
Talk
we do
the
it.
walk, walk the talk.
How have you been?
Surviving. Still.
We've had a very interesting week.
Yes, we have.
There's been a lot of crazy in the news, a lot of stuff coming together, a lot of love, a lot of still anger. It's been tough, but we're doing it.
7 days later, and things are still pretty hectic out there, but we're managing now, aren't we?
It is, but you know what, guys? I see there's been a little bit of break. People are starting to understand a little bit, understand what the communities have gone through. And last week we were a little bit somber, but that's not who we are. We need to bring a little bit light, laughter, and everything. And we're just beyond to be here. We have a sponsor. We're going to be starting out doing different commercials and fun stuff with our hot sauce. Let me just talk about that real fast.
We have this wonderful hot sauce from the Marley family. As you can see here, it's Cedella Marley Booker's. She has different flavors here. We have multiple flavors, about 4 of them. And one of the ones that I actually like is Scotch Bonnet, because this is actually a very typical recipe to have back at home. Like in Jamaican culture, I always see Scotch Bonnet ones. So it's actually a very good choice of mine, if I would say.
And last week we were having wings. And we didn't have this good hot sauce, but we did have something that I wanted to share in an experience that happened. Okay, guys, right now I know you're all still filled with anxiety. You are filled with fear. You are the unknown. I promise you guys, there is a reason this is all happening. A year ago tonight, we talked about this. A year ago today, I was in a situation where I did not want to go on. I was somewhat abused. And that incident caused me to write my book, which caused me to be here. But the other night, we were having wings and working, and I had a phone call, and it was a text, and I started to have a panic attack. And I was breathing heavily, and I said to Nishan, "What am I going to do? I can't handle this." He said, "Girl, this is your thing. You walk the walk, talk the talk, breathe through it." And I actually said, "Okay, I'm in the moment. Everything's going to be okay." I went into fight or flight mode. Remember? I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to be homeless. I don't know what I'm going to do." I talked through my trigger for the first time, and I breathed through it, and it was amazing. So you guys at home right now.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. All of us right now, our emotions are all over the place. People are opening up. People are going out. Some people are still scared. And I will say this all the time, there's no level of sadness, whether it's this much or that much.
Yeah, there's no way to measure on any scale who's more sad or the most most happiest. You know, like people are hurt.
They are
lots
hurting,
of multiple ways, but some people don't express it the same
But what
way.
we did the other night by laughing and having fun with it, we were able to take something that was so traumatic to me. I got a text that said something that literally I thought I was going to be homeless and poor. And we talked it through, and I went right to that fight or flight mode. And because of you, we sat there and I breathed and I said, "Everything's going to be okay." Fist bump it.
Fist
Bam.
bump it from a mile away.
I actually practiced what I preached, because I'm saying I'm a fraud. How am I going to sit here saying I can't handle this when I'm preaching live in the moment?
Right.
We lived
That's
in the
why
moment.
That's the name of the podcast we're coming up with is Walk the Talk.
Yep, walk the talk. That's going to be our new show.
Basically, to be living the way that we're talking about it. People talk the talk and walk the walk, but I like the idea of walk the talk, to actually leading the example of what you're actually talking about, and sticking to those guns and reminding yourself that you should always stick to your guns, you know, no matter what anyone else
Always
says.
go with your instincts. That gut instinct is the most crucial. So many times people go like, "Oh, I should have thought of that," or "I didn't listen to myself." That first gut instinct, go with it.
That's what makes people live right there. When you
Right?
live with your gut,
We were
Trust it.
dancing the other night. Nishan was trying to, Juice was
I'm always
trying to,
dancing.
He was trying to teach me to dance, and it was hysterical. But then I realized dance is this unifying force. It's a language we all speak, dance.
Show Liz.
Right? And you were teaching me these dance steps, which we were having so much fun, which we will be showing footage of because we were just crazy, but it was therapy. I went from panic attack to laughing to running out to
attack to laugh
Publix.
attack.
And we were just really, you know what, having you there with me at that moment, it was the scariest thing of my life, and you helped me literally stay centered. So for anybody out there, I literally couldn't breathe. I was sweating. I was shaking, trembling, and you did it. We worked through that trigger.
There you go. And also, for people who are listening around the world, Publix is a supermarket.
That's true. It's,
'Cause I was like, what if someone's like, what the heck is Publix?
do you know what? It was just a very cool working night, but then something happened, and you saw me go from hysterics to, oh my gosh, I was shaking and crying, and to actually work through a trigger, I understood I'm not going to be homeless. I am not going to be without anything. And I said, right here and the right now,
Not with
like
your
we
little
don't have to
angel.
live. Nope, I have my angels with
This
me, my
little angel
Jamaican
will always
angel.
take
I have
care
two
of you.
Jamaican angels. So today's
3.
Thursday. So we're going to do Thankful, Grateful Thursday. 2 things. One we're thankful for, one we're grateful for. I'll go first. Thankful, obviously, for being here at this fabulous studio with my most fabulous people.
For sure.
And I am grateful that the world may be coming together. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I am grateful we're all going to be one. Guys, can I tell you
Amen.
something?
Amen.
400 years. 400 years, people, just
Of
because of
suppression.
their skin color, were looked at like you're not good enough. Are you kidding me? I mean, my heart breaks. I rest in peace, George Floyd, but he's an angel that saved the world.
Yeah,
His
that's
little girl
still
is going to be
drastic.
so proud how her dad saved the world.
Yeah, and you know, that family was given a lot of money, like millions of dollars, and you know, even that, you know,
That's
it
no
still
price
doesn't bring
tag.
back.
Of course not.
It doesn't bring back the value of losing somebody at all, even though it may seem that way now. But hopefully, they get the chance to reach out to mental health. You know, especially for the young lady
please
going through something,
Reach
experiencing
out.
that.
There are things, even like I'm going to use myself as an example, who has had a lifetime of trauma, and I am dealing with it. And when something happens, like the other night, I received this horrible text, and I went from laughing hysterically to freezing. And you looked at me, and you're like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what to do." And I breathed. And I lived in the moment. So for you guys at home that are getting anxiety, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen with my business? What's going to happen with my children? You're supposed to be where you are. I promise you. A year ago tonight, I did not want to go on. I had something very tragic happen to me. I write about it in my book. I was somewhat assaulted, and it has lived with me for a year. I did not want to go on at that moment. So right now, being here with you, with a book and a show, everything happens for a reason, and never give up.
There you
never,
go.
ever give up.
100%.
If you would have told me after we talked about what happened last June, and it was very intense,
Mm-hmm.
and to say, look at us now, who would have think? Never say never, guys.
Who'd have
because-
thunk, huh?
And then amazing things happen. I had
Things do change. Things turn out if you have heart. You
They
know,
do.
You got to really have heart, though. It's really true. It's easier said than done. I will say that.
Well,
you
somebody
know?
said to me the other day, "You're at peace, love Marnie." Well, yes. Are you at peace? 100% peace. Everything may not be perfect, but I'm at peace where everything is. And somebody asked me if I spoke to my mother, and I didn't. But you know what? I called my mother, and
sweet.
I did, and I said, "None of us are perfect. We
No
were
one's
not
perfect.
asked to be born the way we are. She's my mother." And when I looked at her, it was like everything now can go forward.
Right,
There's
right,
no
right.
anger, there's no sadness. It's just I'm proud of what my mother has accomplished and how she hit rock bottom and bottom and bottom. And today she is
You know, even
actually
though
pretty fabulous.
even though family may be your family, sometimes you may not accept your family. But you know, if you can learn to love your family despite the tough things that you can go through, because a lot of people,
That's
you know,
true.
you have people that you just don't like. Sometimes that can be a direct family member. You
Wait,
know.
I didn't ask you what you're thankful and grateful for.
Well, I'm thankful for you to have me on this show. Come on now.
Well, I'm so thankful for you.
And I'm thankful for health in a time like this, for this crisis with the pandemic and the corona. It is still scary, still happening, and you know, I'm just grateful to still not be affected, or anyone that I know personally that's not affected
But
by it.
you are still, like I always say, this shining light. I literally, you were there. You watched me fall down and collapse. And your energy really brought me back to life. And for sure,
No sadness on my watch.
we have a joke saying for sure. But this is, again, more of our introduction. We are going to be having a lot more conversations. We're going to be filming out on the street because we walk the walk, we talk the talk.
Get out there on the street and bother people about good
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly. And guys, if you're suffering, I know a lot of people think, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, I can handle it. No, 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 you can't. Because what happens is you put it inside and you suppress, and then it dominoes effect into other people. And like moms, for example, if the mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. And
Yeah, you know,
it's a
something that
choice.
that I was looking up yesterday actually about mental health, why in African American communities very important. Let me explain something real quick. How in that specific community, it's very much that people don't come out and speak about their problems, because you got to think it back like 400 years back when the slavery times, where people were being
People would be like-
people were being in situations where they couldn't really go to counseling or
Oh.
talk about counseling.
Let me tell you
or
something.
open up.
While you're there, for me as my family, right now, present day, it costs each family member of mine $220 to go to my psychiatrist. It is not covered, which if I did not have, thank you, that I had the funds to go to a psychiatrist, if I didn't, I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't have known I had anything. I wouldn't be on medication. The fact that mental health care is not available across the board for everybody, it's a shame. It's
is.
disgusting. And
is a
I will
shame.
do everything in my power, because our mental health is more crucial, I think, than my physical health. I have leukemia and I get tested and I'm fine, but my mental health would have done something worse. That not being checked.
Right.
Everybody needs, if you're feeling like just a little bit not okay. My daughter today, you know, things were just a little bit not horrible, but she just wanted to tweak it a little bit. And she spoke to her doctor and she felt better. But don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. People think it's weak. People think it's not masculine. People think I'm okay, I'm fine.
And that's
No.
the thing about, that's the specific thing about the community, is that it's been common for people of African American communities to suppress their anger, because in times of slavery,
Yep.
all you had was to suppress and hold your head strong. That's what they were taught. You
It's
have to
so
think of, you have to think
sad.
about you have to think about struggling in that type of environment. That's what they were taught by their parents and whoever was older than you, because it's not like you can go to a counselor if you're a slave. You'd have to literally be taught to hold your head up high. So now when you skip forward to current times, people
Horrible.
still have the same mentality to not speak up about it,
Yeah,
because
well,
of the way that this is something that I watched, something that I learned on YouTube. I was very interested. I was like, why do not people come into communities? Why does it seem like you're a softie when you're talking about your emotions? Because that's how it was inbred from those times till now, currently.
I'm watching Hairspray with my daughter yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and they are fighting segregation and equality, and it's just.
I've never
how-
saw that movie, actually. I
Wait,
didn't even
you've
know.
never seen Hairspray?
I've never seen Hairspray.
Okay. Next meeting, before we do anything, we're watching
we
Hairspray.
should watch Hairspray, so
But
next week
they're
I can update-
protesting. It's 1962.
Should I have known about
I
that
know,
show?
Everybody's like,
I thought you
oh,
were
they
saying,
watch-
no, don't watch that show.
No, it's the best movie.
Oh, I
But
should.
how are people protesting?
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I have a challenge, and that's to watch Hairspray. I'll be
That's
back.
right. Well,
Sorry
because
for
they're
yelling.
talking about black and white.
Sorry for yelling in the microphone.
It's okay. You know what? Yell, dance, do whatever you want. We're making
have a
people
big
happy right
mouth.
now. It's okay. And you should see this guy dance. Seriously. We haven't even started yet. This is just our introduction shows, get to know who we are. Let me ask you a question, though. I have heard universally dance is the one language we all speak. Clearly, you tried to teach me the other day. And what makes dance for you? What do you think dance is that makes everybody? Again, I was depressed, but I just put on music, and even
Like
I
I
just
said last
tapped.
week, dancing can just be something that people don't ever really. There's dance therapy. It's a real thing. Like there's music therapy. People go to hospitals with instruments and sing to people, like music therapy. dance therapy is a real therapy too. People just are embarrassed to do it. But if you're by yourself,
It doesn't matter,
or whatever,
right?
Or if you're waking up in the morning, you're about to take a shower, you're getting ready for work, just put on some flippin' tunes that you like.
It's true. A lot of
Get
people
down.
won't get this, but Elaine from Seinfeld, if probably half of my audience probably have no idea who that is, but she put on that music and she was just jamming with
half
no
my
rhythm,
audience.
and it makes you feel good. I was talking to my daughter when I was in my depression, like over the past 5 years. Do you know I had my drapes closed? I wouldn't get out of bed. I would just sit there under
Just
the
really
covers, and
dark
I'm like,
times.
how did I live like that? Like, I'm such a ray of sunshine today. Not that everything's perfect, but I accept the way everything is. And I guess dance brought us together.
Well, look, I've been there
mean-
too. I mean, I've been in very dark places mentally.
We
for
talked about this,
I
for
have,
sure, yep.
And it does take some time for you to find your way to get out of it. But you do have to open up. One thing I did for small starters was try to hang out with people. if
Can I show you
can.
something really quickly?
Oh.
Okay, we forgot to talk about our dance challenges.
Oh, yeah.
Nishan and I, Juice, I'm sorry. I call
Whatever.
you Nishan, but you're Juiced.
My
Everybody
real
else, all
name's
your fans.
Nishan or
Exactly.
Nachshon, but people
We
call
are
me
going
Juice.
to challenge people, and we are going to put up a link starting next week where you could raise money for National Alliance Mental Illness, NAMI. And I did a dance challenge earlier. We wanted to do 30 to 60 seconds of your favorite your favorite black artist. I chose my Queen Latifah, and I also challenged Al Roker and Deborah Roberts because I love and adore that family because we're friends. Al Roker has me over for dinner, no. And I'm just going to show you a little sample of what our dance challenge will look like. I know you didn't do yours yet, but
I was
know.
shy. All right,
I
I'm a
know.
perfectionist. I've been dancing for years.
listen, Michael Jackson,
there we
you
go.
could do it. Okay.
Check out the dance
Okay,
moves.
that's me doing You Can't Stop the Beat, and my daughter was choreographing, and you could see me watching her. But the song was Queen Latifah's part, and it's how is it? It's black or white. It doesn't matter. We are all the same. That's me saying the world goes
Look at you,
round
look
and
at you
round,
go.
and our
Look
heart.
at
I
you.
know.
I see you looking at your daughter. The
I'm
corner of your eye.
staring
It
at
doesn't matter,
Taylor.
but it's all about the beat. You're
It
doing
was all
good.
about the beat.
You're
Exactly.
doing good. Bye.
Do you know what? It's been such a tough, I don't know, years, and it's coming into my own and just doing silly things like that to make me feel good. And it's really amazing. I just have to give 2 shout outs, really, just little shout outs
Shout 'em out.
to my friend Daniel over at Camino Real, my new apartment building. You guys, awesome.
Boca in the house.
Boca in the house, 561. I've been through the 305. I've been through 954. Now it's Miss 561.
Well, look at you, Tri-County woman, huh?
Tri-County, that's
Keep
right.
it up.
And Christian over at Court Furniture, you are amazing. Seriously. Camino Real and Court Furniture, within a day, I've had my whole new life set up. So it's pretty remarkable.
Wow,
You never
drop
know
those-
what's going to
Drop
happen.
those knowledge bombs right there on the people. All right, let them know. Let them know.
Right? So I know last week I had said we were going to have Cedric on and Xavier, who are 2 of our most delicious people who are hearing impaired, underprivileged as far as economic wise, most amazing dancers. But I figured, how about this? This just came in my mind now. We do a segment on people once a week, spotlight somebody who's amazing, who we didn't think would make it, what they do to stay fabulous or stay to feel what they do to stay okay. Let's do something like that. We have to talk about our Susie, because we talk about Susie Stone all the time. She brought us
Susie
together, guys.
Stone.
We're going to be putting up.
Shout out to hip hop kids.
Oh, totally. I have to
Susie
show your
Stone,
own
number one.
videos. My own daughter, when she started at 5 years old in Hip Hop Kids.
And her son Taylor has your daughter's
Wait,
name.
wait.
Taylor and
Taylor Reese. No, not just Taylor. We're both Taylor,
Taylor
Reese.
Reese.
And
What
we
are the
called
odds?
our daughter, she called her Taylor Boo Boo. I called my Taylor Boo Boo. What are the friggin'
really?
odds? I know. So when we first
One's
met.
a
it-
boy, one's a girl.
Right. And so I always say the minute you took that stage, that was it. And I was so full out agent mode. I was like, I got to represent you, but I'm not an agent. But your dancing and your charisma and everything, it's live in the moment. You know what? If that didn't happen the other night, truly, I would not have. This was the first time I talked through something so horrific and living in the moment and just really saying, it's okay. And I breathe through
What a
it.
breakthrough.
And it was a major breakthrough.
I've
and
been through something like that.
we
for
were
sure.
sitting there eating chicken wings, dancing, and writing content. And then all of a sudden, I went frozen, but you helped me through it. It was amazing. And guys, I've said it before, please call NAMI, National Alliance Mental Illness. Anybody, reach out to a friend, even if you feel this much funky. Because when I was a little girl, I wish at 8 years old I would have healed just one little part of me. I didn't, and that just morphed into such a huge mess. But I
Always
guess
open
messy
up.
Marnie. And this
Messy
is just
Marnie.
really cool. So next week, what do you want to have? We're going to have our new intro. Walk
Hopefully
the
we
Wall.
have our dance.
Our
set up
dance.
by
We're going to be
then.
dancing. We'll show clips of our dancing, not my silly little dance before.
Hopefully, if I'm not too much of a perfectionist. to
But
show
I
my
did
dance, you know.
challenge Al Roker and Deborah Roberts because I love you too. And Queen Latifah, she's my queen. So if anyone knows Queen Latifah,
She's your queen.
she
to
is.
be.
Al Roker, Deborah Roberts, please ask them to do my challenge. All the money is going to go to NAMI, and this is so
That's
much
awesome.
fun. This is the best night.
That'll be
Every
great to see
night's the
Al
best
Roker.
night with you here.
Oh well, you know.
We're going to be doing more. You're going to be seeing so much of us, and we're going to try and bring as much laughter, enlightenment, awareness.
what
It's
we can-
okay not to be okay, guys. I promise.
true.
I was literally having a meltdown yesterday. I talked myself out of it, woke up, and my new life is beginning right here, right now. And this is just awesome. I am blessed. I
Well,
am
yes.
truly one of the most blessed human beings.
Definitely blessed, and be sure to always be out there, ladies and gentlemen, to open up, speak about your problems. Do not hold back or feel that it is the weak thing to do. Mental health is everything.
Oh, you have to speak up. Why hold it in? Why would anybody want to walk around miserable? I don't get it. It's crazy. So next week, you're going to see our new intro. We're going to show off this fabulous dancer who is just breathtaking.
Let's not talk
We're-
me up too much. Just be tuned next week, ladies and gentlemen.
You're
Make sure
going to
you
see a
guys
lot
are
of
ready
fun
for some more
stuff.
stuff.
And do not suffer alone, people. Please do not suffer alone. Reach out. And I'm going to say this a million more times. It's okay not to be okay. Just don't stay in that not okay place.
True that.
This was awesome. Let's give our fist pump again. Love it. And we will see you next week. And I just spilled water everywhere. I'm sorry.
Holla.
Have a fabulous week, guys. Much love. Peace.
and love.
Thank you for tuning in to True to Myself with Marnie. Join us each week as we walk together on a journey of forgiveness, resilience, and encouragement. You may contact Marnie directly at peacelovemarnie.com or give her a call at 954-534-5333.